Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Not podcast. This is a special bonus episode. I have been absolutely peppered with questions about where to go in Italy, what restaurants to go to. So I figured for this bonus episode, I would just basically be your tour guide. If you have no interest in Italy, if you never want to visit there, if you just got back from a vacation and you think you can do it better, then by all means, don't listen to this episode. But I figured this was a really nice way to put it all in one place. You can listen to this as you drive. You can listen to this on your drive home. So that way, when you go to get on the interwebs later to plan your trip, hopefully I can give you the broad strokes and get mad specific on where to eat, dine, live, eat, sleep, breathe, do all those things, and live your Ciao Bella life. I put something up on the internet. Sorry, guys, I'm like choking today. I'm wearing my new limoncello t-shirt from Show Me Your Moo. I mean, I came ready to go. But I put some questions up on Instagram. And if you guys are cool with that, I just wanted to kind of go through and use that as a prompt to answer any and all Italy questions. I can't tell you how often people will DM me, what was the name of that restaurant in Rome? Where was that place? So I'm like, let's put it all in one place. Let's make it easy for you guys. But I want to jump right into the questions on how to do Italy. Somebody just said, ooh, my girl, Mighty Mac, best, most versatile walking shoes for Italy. Okay. And how to find your Italian stallion in Italy in 2024. Best walking shoe is whatever is fucking comfortable on you. Okay. I've got a wide foot. I can do an Nike Air Max because it's got a little platform on it. But if you put me in some sort of like flat Converse, my feet are bleeding. Whatever is comfortable to you. I've hit the mean streets of Italy for so long, I'm good with a pair of rubber Birkenstocks. I know that sounds insane, but I can tear it up without a sneaker on. So what I would do is do what every other dad did and go to like a rack room shoe, try on every sneaker, run up and down the aisle a couple times, see if you're breaking it in nice and see what fits nice. If it feels too tight in the store, it's going to be way too fucking tight once your feet swell. My biggest tip, you will be doing so much fucking walking all over Europe, no matter where you're going. Make sure you got a little extra room in that shoe. Whether it's sandals, if they're open-toed, make sure they're not too tight and you've already broken them in. Do not take a new pair of shoes to Europe. Your feet will fucking swell. You thought water retention was a bitch in Florida. Wait till you get abroad and you've had 75 Aperol spritzes and haven't had a piece of fiber in a week. How to find your Italian stallion in Italy? Well, just have a pulse. Italian men are horny and they love American gals. Always, of course, make sure, your buddies know where you're going. But honey, you show a little leg at a bar and everybody's name is Fabrizio, Enzo, or Luigi, you're going to get laid. Okay. All right, let's see. My girl Whitney, shout out to Blonde Atlas. Whitney she's planned all my trips. She's introduced me to a lot of fabulous hotels. She said Pasta La Acqua or Borgo San Andrea, you can only choose one. I'm going to choose Pasta La Acqua. It is the best hotel in the entire world. I stayed there on my honeymoon, and then the price went up exponentially. We were able to afford it on the honeymoon, and now that it has been voted the best hotel in the world, I don't think I can ever stay there again. Need that network money. But Borgo San Andrea is my favorite hotel in the Amalfi, and it's insane. But I cash in all my credit card points. Listen, I probably should have gotten a little bit more organized before I dove right into this episode, but I feel like just asking the questions asking y'all's questions will be the best way to give you the information that you need. All right, let's do this real quick though. Say it's your first time going to Italy. You're like, where do I fly into? Let me break it down for you. And if this is a little redundant for some people, I'm sorry. There's two major airports. There's Milan and there's Rome. You fly into Milan if you want to do Lake Como, Piemonte region, the Dolomites. You want to go up to Venice. You can even work your way down to Florence. You can work your way down to Tuscany, but you probably don't want to fly into Milan if you want to do like Naples, okay? You want to fly into Rome if you want to do a lot of southern Italy. Now, the train system in Italy is fantastic. So you can fly into Milan, do some stuff up in Milan, take a train south. But you're probably going to want to fly in and out of Rome if you're going to do southern Italy, and fly in and out of Milan if you want to do Tuscany and above. And even Tuscany is still a 4-hour train ride from Milan. Milan is fantastic. It's got fashion, fabulous restaurants. The Milanese are a little bit snobbier. Roman people are a little grittier, but I love both cities equally. I would buy an apartment in Rome in a heartbeat. I'd buy an apartment in Milan in a heartbeat. I love them both. In the summer, Milan's going to be hot. It's busy. Same as Rome, okay? But Rome's got the Colosseum. You know, Vatican City's not too far away. You've got the Spanish Steps. Milan's going to be more fashion, art, architecture, restaurants. Here's one thing you need to know about Italy going there. The local cuisine is completely different in every region. It's not like in the United States where you could be in Austin, Texas, having their local barbecue cuisine, but then also get like, you know, a fabulous, I don't know, Vietnamese food. Like in America, we're a melting pot, so we have everything. When you are in certain regions of Italy, you're only eating that cuisine. My favorite region for food is Emilia-Romagna. Okay, that's right above Tuscany. It's some of my favorite food. To me, it's like Parma, prosciutto, tortellini and brodo, tortellini and crema. That is my favorite. I love Tuscan food. Tuscan food's going to be heavy, lots of steaks. They're known for their Tuscan beef. When you go down south, obviously tons of seafood. Here's the thing. I think Rome has the best food, actually. You get the carbonara, the amatriciana, but you also get the seafood because Rome is on the coast. So it's pretty close to the ocean. So you're getting the meats, the cheeses, you're getting everything. Now, if you go down to the Amalfi, you have to order this dish. It's called spaghetti, or it could be whatever pasta they want to use, but it's called spaghetti alla Nerano. And it is with zucchinis. It will change your fucking life. They lightly pan fry a zucchini, and it makes like the oils from the zucchini sweat. I believe they add like a touch of butter, and they mix it up, and it will be the best thing you've ever put in your mouth. Whatever you do, get the spaghetti alla Nerano when you're in Amalfi. So I just want to remind you guys, if you're traveling to Rome and you're like, how come I can't get a Florentine steak? It's because you're not in Florence. They will have some version of it, but you got to remember, if you want to eat specific things, you got to go to those specific towns. All right, that was just an overall how to plan the trip. Okay. Somebody said, all right, what's an affordable way to stay in Rome and Positano? Listen, don't go peak season. I'm going peak season, and I am getting raked over the coals. I have a ton of credit card points because I'm always on tour, so that's how I'm able to do it affordably. But I will say this, Positano is my least favorite place. It's beautiful, but it is crazy. It is packed. I would, if you're going to want to do Positano, I'd go stay somewhere in like Priano or towards Amalfi or maybe up in Sorrento. And the whole Amalfi coast, you can kind of bounce around to the beach clubs. Listen, Airbnbs are an amazing option if you're going abroad. I've stayed in some fabulous Airbnbs. When Jeff and I were first starting to travel to Italy together, we would stay in this pied-à-terre in Florence, and it was like $300 a night. It was like a whole townhouse. Stunning. Airbnb is the way to go. And don't go peak season. If you really want to enjoy Florence on a budget, go in like October. My favorite month to go to Europe in general is September. September to me is perfect. It's warm during the day. It's cooler at night. All the tourists have left. It's fucking magical. So we always go in September. I'm trying to go back this September. I'm hoping we can swing it. But that is when I like to go. Peak perfect season is September. If you want to go for a cheaper route, don't go during peak hours. You know what I mean? Don't go in June. It's fucking hot. It's a lot. I'm going in June, but it is what it is. Okay. All right. Somebody said, I'm actually going to answer y'all's real questions. Okay. All right. What do I bring in my carry-on? Have a full fucking wardrobe in your carry-on. I never travel to Europe. I always check a bag, but I never travel without at least 2 days worth of underwear, 1 pair of pajamas, a bathing suit, a dress, and like 3 outfits. That is what your carry-on is for. All right. I bring my away suitcase packed with at least a week's worth of outfits, honestly, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to lose your fucking luggage. All right. That's just how it goes. And if you're connecting through Boston, Chicago, or JFK, good luck to you. So always in your carry-on, bring a full outfit. It is wild to me that people travel and they don't have a fresh pair of underwear in their bag. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I don't care if I'm flying to Cincinnati. I absolutely always have a fresh Skims thong. That's how you survive. What if you do to yourself? What if you just have a little tinkle-tankle of an accident? You should always have fresh underwear in your purse. It's insane to me. What do you put in a carry-on? A toothbrush? You know, if you're sitting up in first class, they're going to give you one. But, you know, medication? It's like when people are like, I'm a diabetic and I left my insulin in my checked bag. Are you an idiot? Have a protein bar, a couple pieces of chocolate. I like those little Unreal bars. I always travel with those little Unreal coconut dark chocolate clusters. Low on the glycemic index, but delicious, little high fat, so they're satiating. I throw about 10 of those in my bag, and I suck on them the whole way to Italy. Okay. Somebody asked, I have so many questions. Cinque Terre day trip from Florence with a tour group. Good idea. Haven't been to Cinque Terre in a long time. Cinque Terre is over on the west coast, right? So you can there's a couple different towns over there. What is it? Monterosa? And then there's another town below that. You can take the train up there from Florence. It's absolutely beautiful. Cinque Terre was a huge tourist destination, I'd say 10 years ago. I think it's lightened up a little bit these days. But you can walk this whole hike. I watched the hike, but listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if y'all are wanting to do these adventure sports on vacation, then this is not the podcast for you. I've seen all the sites. I'll definitely tell you which museums to go to, which ones you can kind of pass on, but I prefer to go to a place, a new town, go have lunch somewhere fabulous. Doesn't have to be expensive. And then anytime it's a coastal town, I want to find that beach club. That's the big thing in Europe. If you've never been, your resort that you're staying at may not have an adjacent beach club. You might have to spend €30 for the day to go and take a little skipper boat over to the beach club, but it's going to be totally worth it. They're going to have their own restaurant there. You got to do the research on the beach clubs. Cinque Terre, though, for a day trip, I think it should be fine. I can't remember how far it is, but Cinque Terre is really beautiful. You should definitely check it out. Okay. People are asking about Ischia. So let me explain to you what Ischia is. Ischia is an island in between Naples, which is on the mainland, and the island of Capri, as they call it. Ischia is one of my absolute fucking favorite places I've ever been in my life. Stay at the Hotel Mezzatorre. It's absolutely pricey, but that is a bucket list trip you've got to do. Ischia is known for their wild rabbit. The rabbit's insane. The seafood's insane. The wine's insane. One of my core memories is being on my honeymoon, being at the Hotel Mezzatorre and sitting there having an Aperol Spritz, watching the sun go down and knowing I was about to have one of the best meals of my life. There are other fabulous hotels. I have stayed anywhere from high like 5-star to damn hostels in Europe. I'm going to tell you where I stay now that I'm at this level of just like, I like nice shit. You can always pick something not as expensive. But for bucket lists, Passo L'Acqua up at Lake Como and Hotel Mezzatorre in Ischia are amazing. Now, to get over to Capri or Ischia, you have to either fly into Naples, take a train to Naples, and then you got to get on a ferry and haul your ass over. It's daunting, but it is absolutely worth it. I will give you a little tip and trick. Go to Capri only in September, May or September. I would not do it June, July, August. It's a shit show. And if you really want, stay in Ischia, rent a boat. Boat days are my favorite days. You know this. Rent a boat and then go over to Capri for lunch, swim in the water, go see the arches and do all that shit, but not necessarily stay on Capri. It's very expensive. And I just have always found Ischia to be a lot more endearing and just awesome. And Ischia is cool. That's where Italians go. All right. I'm actually giving you guys a guide. This is not even funny. So I apologize if you tuned in for like a funny episode. We'll make it funny. Okay, here we go. Okay, somebody said getting married there in September. What goes in the welcome bag? I'll tell you right now. Some Lactaid for your friends who can't handle dairy, but actually it's in Europe and everything's pure, so they probably can handle dairy there. Definitely some sort of Advil, maybe an Adderall. If I'm going to get a welcome bag, what do I want in it? Drugs. Whatever you can legally get into the country or buy there without getting arrested. You don't want an arrest situation. But I would say a mixed bag of cocktails. Definitely. What else would be a nice touch? A fan. You're getting married in September, but get everybody those portable freaking fans. Get them some Mega Babe Thigh Chafe, that thigh rescue. They're going to love that. And maybe some Band-Aids because they're going to be walking so much, their feet are going to be blistered. So get them a survival kit. They can get wine and bullshit and Advil anywhere. And I'll tell you right now, the best thing to do is when you go over to Europe, I go to the pharmacies and I clean them the fuck out. I get every sort of Italian version of ibuprofen, their skincare, everything. I clean that bitch out. I don't know what it is about things made in Italy. They feel pure. Like a hangover in Italy is still fucking terrible, but it will never be as bad as a hangover in Tampa, Florida. It is just night and day difference. You're going to be so glad that you bought the ibuprofen in Italy. I'll go over there and buy like 10 packs. It's all I take. Okay, buying luxe goods overseas, is it worth it? VAT, tax, etc. So if you don't know, you can obviously look at the price of the euro. I believe we're pretty equal right now. What I do is, here's my little tip and trick. Outside of Milan, outside of Bari, outside of Florence, my personal favorite, they have these amazing designer outlets. You know I'm a high-low girly. I'd rather spend all my money on staying at a 5-star hotel and then get a bag on discount. That's just the kind of gal that I am. I could give a fuck about Chanel. But I go to these outlets 40 minutes. You can even take a bus from the Florence city center out to these gorgeous outlets. The Florence outlets have the Gucci store that is molto bene, gorgeous, stunning, has actually really great shit. You know how you go to outlets in the States and it's all kind of shitty and picked over? Not these designer outlets. It's actually legit, like in-season stuff. I think the ones outside of Florence are the best. We're going to hit the ones outside of Milan and see what they have. But when it comes to buying bags, you are obviously going to be saving money when you buy it in Europe. And the original Gucci store, my friends, is in Florence. Florence is my favorite city in all of Italy because those are my people. That's where I got married. I think it's the most walkable city. I think it's just the best, period. And they have great shopping. Florence is known for their leather goods. You have to go to this place. It's called Papini, Papini. You see my girl Cecilia in there. You tell her I sent you. She will absolutely give you a discount. Her family makes the best leather goods. It's right by the Ponte Vecchio, right by the Arno. The Ponte Vecchio is the gold bridge where they have all the jewelry stores. You actually can get good deals on jewelry there. But buy your leather goods. If you don't want a name brand thing, go to Papini. Tell Cecilia I said hi. And if not, go to the Gucci store in Florence. It's stunning. Any of the stores. The VAT tax is worth it. And if you're kind of like I don't know if I want to spend the money and buy a nice bag, go to the airport. Look at the prices at the Gucci, the Prada, whatever store you're at. Look at the prices and then go to the airport. And they will be lower at the airport, but obviously double check. And sometimes if I'm like, I'm not going to buy anything this trip, I walk into that Gucci store at the Milan airport or the Rome airport and I see that they're giving me a real fat discount. And I'm like, fuck yeah, put it in the cart. And then you get to walk on the plane with your brand new Gucci bag and you're like, I was a bad girl. I was a bad girl. But yeah, buying bags abroad is absolutely worth it. And I'm an idiot. Every time I play Vegas, in the win, I go down to that shop and I've always bought myself something, a little nice treat for playing Vegas. And but this time I didn't because I said, I'm going to Italy. I'm hitting the outlets. All right. Somebody said what not to do. That's honestly a better question. I realize that's a broad statement, but maybe just things to skip, places to skip. Okay. I definitely think everybody needs to see the David once, which is in Florence. I think the Uffizi Museum is incredible in Florence. Here's the thing. If you're going to go do the Vatican, if that's your thing, don't go in the middle of the summer. Just don't do it. It's fucking hotter than hell. And if you're not a Catholic, you're going to show up and already feel the eyes of the Lord burning through your skin. So what I would do is, if you want to do those giant sightseeing things, do them in off-peak seasons. I'm not saying you can't go and have a great time, but being at the Vatican when it's like 1,000,000 degrees, that's intense. That's already a full day situation. I will say there are actually fabulous restaurants around the Vatican, in Vatican City, right outside the walls, that are insane. And look online. Travel and Leisure did a whole thing about it. But I've done all the museums. I definitely think there are some that are worth seeing. I will say, if you want to go into any of the cathedrals, any of the churches, you must bring a light pashmina, a light jacket to cover yourself. If you're in shorty shorts and a sleeveless top, they will hiss at you, spit at you. You must get out. You're a dirty, filthy whore. So one of the biggest points of contention in my relationship is Jeff and I went on this epic trip to Italy back in 2017, and he took his GoPro and he went into every fucking church. And when I say he got every square inch of tile, every gold leafed ceiling, every, they have half the priests that have died like 2,000 years ago just in a glass box, like the crypt keeper. It's fucking terrifying. And I couldn't go into any of these churches, which I'd already been in all of them when I studied abroad, but I couldn't go in any because I'm a dirty whore. So I would say, if that is something that you want to do, make sure you are appropriately dressed or you will get hissed at. Somebody will throw a quarter at your head. Just don't fuck with them. Don't fuck with the Catholics. You know what I mean? Don't fuck with the Catholics. Jeff recorded all this information on this GoPro. And he would spend 2 hours. He would just leave me, spend 2 hours in a church. And I'm the kind of person, I walk in, I take a couple photos, I look around, I stand present in the eyes of the Lord, I absorb the information. I'm not spending money to listen to a tour, so I'm eavesdropping on the Norwegian tourist next to me, trying to fucking, decipher what their tour guide's saying. And I like to sit there and be present and absorb it. Not my husband. My husband likes to go take photos of everything, not even absorb what he's looking at, not even absorb what he is filming, and then he'll never look at any of those photos or videos ever again. I told him for our 10-year anniversary, our 10-year wedding anniversary, if he does not splice together the GoPro footage, which at this point has probably all been destroyed because it's been rotting in this camera. If he does not make me a romantic video of all the church tiles that he took photos of or took videos of, I will divorce him. Okay? My biggest thing is go do an educational tour. I think they're fantastic. I love a walking food tour. To me, I think you learn more in a walking food tour or a bar hopping tour than you do going to the fucking museums. Go see the stuff, but you'll learn more history about what happened out in the streets. You're standing outside, you're in Venice, and you're having a cicchetti, which is what the Venetians call, they're like little tapas, if you will. You're out there doing a cicchetti tour, having little bites of delicious fried calamari and little sweet treats, and you're learning about what the people of Venice actually did and who was running. It's like the Real Housewives of Italy. That's why I do walking food tours. I want to know what bar back was beefing with another barback. You know what I mean? I want to know what was happening. That's where you learn history. I don't think it's necessarily always going to museums. These are all really great questions. So somebody said Puglia versus Amalfi. Puglia is down, it's about an hour south of Bari, but that's the region. So let me break it down for y'all as well. There's all these different regions in Italy. A great resource is to watch, is it Searching for Italy? Stanley Tucci's show. He goes through Italy through region, so you understand where you are. Again, it's just like the States. You're in the Northwest, you're in the Southeast, you're on the Northeast. But each region in Italy is very prideful and very specific to their region. So that's a great starting point. Puglia is beautiful. It's on the Adriatic side. We stayed at this place called Borgo Ignazia. It was unbelievable, 5-star, but I hated the food. Not I hated the food in Puglia, I just hated the food at that resort. Stay there, but definitely rent a car so you can get off property and go to some fabulous restaurants. Puglia is stunning. It's on the Adriatic. It's cool. Everything is, it's all white. They have these places, they're a traditional Apulian home. It's called when I almost said a Maserati. It's not a Maserati. It's a Mosteria. Puglia home. I think it's a Mosteria. Mausoria. It's a Mausoria. Yeah, it's a Maseria. And that is just their name for like villa. There's a lot of amazing mom and pop Maserias that you can stay at. They're incredible. What? Oh, a Truly is okay. A Truly is one of the houses that you find in Estuni that have the crazy. They look like Keebler elf homes, but it's a Maseria. Yeah, look it up. I think it's Maseria. Yeah, it's and not Mosteria. It's Maseria, right? Maseria. Yeah. Okay. A Truly is a home from a certain region in Puglia that basically looks like a little cone dome. And they're kind of cool. They look like Keebler elf houses. Definitely go to Estuni, go to all the towns over there, go to Monopoly, like really check out that region. I did not spend enough time in Puglia, but I definitely want to go back. Amalfi. Let's get to Amalfi. Guys, if there is one place that you can go in your life, I would say there's 3 places in Italy that for me are absolute non-negotiables. You got to go to the Amalfi Coast. You got to go to Lake Como, even if it's for a day, just to see it. And you got to go to Florence. Those are my top 3, like, wow, wow, oh, wow, wow, wow places. Amalfi is incredible. It's expensive. Even in low season, it's going to be expensive. But let me tell you, jumping into the Amalfi Ocean, or jumping into the ocean on the Amalfi Coast, the Mediterranean, it is like the most healing water. It's highly salinic. So it's almost like the Dead Sea where it's like super, super salty. Like it feels saltier than other oceans. It is my healing place. If I get some terminal disease, I will have Jeff push me into the Mediterranean Ocean and just let me float away. Also, I got a boat girl down there. Her name is Barbara Positano. She's on Instagram. Tell her I sent you. She'll hook it up. She will give you the absolute best experience of your life. You're going to have to go to Conca del Songo for lunch one day. There's so many fabulous restaurants. And again, when you're down in Amalfi, you order the spaghetti alla Nerano. You'll thank me later. You can do Puglia and Amalfi on the same trip. They're both on different sides of the ocean, but really, truly incredible. 2 different vibes. Amalfi, but it just... oh, God, it's amazing. There's also a hotel. We stayed at the Borgo San Andrea, which is like the fanciest hotel I've ever stayed at. But there's also the Hotel Miramalfi, which is great. And if you have a Chase credit card, the Hotel Santa Caterina, 5 stars, one of the best restaurants. A little more like the rooms aren't as updated, but I thought it was amazing. Also, Hotel Santa Caterina is always on Amex points and Chase points. Just giving you a heads up. All right, let's see. What else? All right, we were going to make this a short one. Favorite restaurant in Florence, Traera Perion. You go, you call, ask for Marco. He is the GM, and Gianni is the guy who's going to wait on you, or any of their fabulous staff. You ask for a seat in the wine cellar. It's super dark. There's no cell phone service. Let me tell you, my favorite memories in life, my most, I would say, the best conversations I've ever had in life, the most thoughtful moments in my 37 years on this earth have happened at Traera Perion. It is next level. Also, they took a photo of me and put my face on the wall there. But Gianni and his whole team and Marco and just everybody there and Chef, they're amazing. Tell them I sent you. They will hook it up. Everybody who goes there just has a time in their life. Say you want the balsamic steak. It's not on the menu. It's a Florentine specialty, not the tomahawk steak. You want the balsamic steak. And then get the peachy pasta or the paccheri with the guanciale, which is bacon and the tomatoes and cheese and just or anything with truffles, and it'll change your life. You're not going to get cell phone service down there, and that is why it is beautiful. Every time I have been in that restaurant, I will come back up from the wine cellar, and I'll have 65 missed phone calls from my manager or my agent with good news about something. So it's kind of like I go there once a year to just feel like it's a good juju. It's almost like you throw in a penny in the Trevi fountain for good luck. I go to Perione once a year at least, just so I can like be in that cellar, and I feel like there's some sort of like magical dust down there that just puts good energy and good vibes in the right direction. So hopefully I get some good news on some projects while I'm there. Also love this place called the White Boar. It's Bianco Cingale, which just means the White Boar. Definitely go there. A lot of great hotels. My favorite hotel in Florence is a little mom and pop place. Kind of hard to find. It's not going to be on Amex. It's not going to be on Chase Points, but it's called Palazzo Camano. Palazzo Camano. Send them an email. Tell them I sent you. That's where I had my entire wedding party and I stayed for my wedding. It is on the main drag, but you don't even know it's there. It's a secret villa right in the heart of Florence. It's always a third of the cost of every other big box hotel there. I love it. It is my favorite hotel. It's run like an Airbnb, but it has great air conditioning. The rooms are huge. It has al frescoes on the ceiling. It will change your life, and it's always going to be very reasonably priced. Let's see. We'll get to a couple more, and then somebody just said was just there, no shoes for big feet ladies. Yes, if you are a large person, you're not going to be able to shop in Italy. Just know, go buy silk scarves, go buy purses, go buy leather goods. Do not try and go to a Zara in Italy and think they're going to have your size. They won't. I will sometimes be able to buy accessories. They do have the better shit there, but do not get discouraged. If you're bigger than a size 12, no impossible. Like it's not possible. They're not going to have anything for you. But I go to that Gucci Garden store, which is opposite of the regular Gucci store, and I get silk scarves there, and they're gorgeous. Somebody said, where does someone start as a first timer in Italy? Again, I would say either flying to Milan or Rome and kind of base it on that. I would either be in Milan, go over to Lake Como, go up to Venice. You can fly out of Venice. That's also a major airport. Or do Milan, take the train down to Modena, see Modena, Bologna, then go down to Florence, and then work your way back up. Honestly, just find the best flight into Italy and then work your way around that. I am flying into Milan, but flying out of Rome because I am hitting the whole circuit this time. But I would say my favorite cities, I love Florence. I obviously think you have to see the coast. You have to get by some body of water, whether it's Como, Lake Garda. There's a Lake Bellagio. There's a bunch of lakes up there. They're beautiful. You only really need 2 days on any of the lake properties. Jump in the Mediterranean Ocean once and definitely go to Florence. And then obviously have like a fabulous chicken Milanese or something in Milan, and have you got to have cacio e pepe or amatriciana when you go to Rome. But the do's and don'ts, let's get back to that. And then I will stop boring y'all with all this Italy content. The do's and don'ts, just don't be an asshole. Italians are warm. They are great. Also, don't be fucking stupid. You can't, if you're taking the train, if you're at the train station, look out, mind your P's and Q's, and just know if you're taking the trains, when you get to your stop, you got to haul ass off that train. You got to haul ass on the train, throw in your luggage. You got to haul ass off. Start doing your squats. Work on your back and your core. You got to get in shape because you can't, be jumping on and off these trains without a big core. You're going to throw out your entire fucking back. All right. And any faux pas to avoid with traveling in Italy. Again, you're going to get shaken down for cash at some point. You're either going to, if you rent a car, you're going to go to the wrong gas station, pay them cash. They don't take credit card. Just know at some point you got to roll with the fucking punches. Those are Italians. They're always a little scammy, but that's why I fucking love them. Go drink all the wine, eat all the food, forget the Ozempic. Enjoy your life. And if you guys have any other very specific questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. You can email me, you can DM me, but I will do a full Italy recap on the exact trip that I took this trip coming up. But I wanted to just give you all a little bonus episode because I was just hit with so many freaking questions about where to go, what to do. I hope any of this was informative. This may have just been an absolute roller coaster of random information. But again, if you ever want to DM me, put Italy in all caps and I'll try and answer your questions. And we'll do a recap as soon as I get back. Love you, mean it. Ciao bella. Arrivederci.